time.
I know, right? Ladies and gentlemen, it's your favorite sports where culture meets everything. I don't even know what I'm saying.
It's been so long, he done forgot.
All right. Culture meets sports, meets music, and it is time to do what we do best, which is run it. Yes, sir. It's your favorite show. Run that back with Aladdin and Deja Perez. Deja, hi.
Hi, Al. How are you?
I'm amazing. It's been so long since I seen you.
Kind of, not really, but yes.
Not really, I know, right? It just sounds good.
But it sounded good.
But listen, we're doing a special edition of Run That Back. We have a very special guest joining us, the new GM of the Capital City Go-Go, and she is taking over. She's going to make sure the G League is bigger and better. We have none other than my girl, Amber Nichols.
Yes.
Amber, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, no.
We are so excited. So this is humongous because you are now the second female GM of a G League, which is amazeball. So before we get into your amazing accomplishments, can you tell everyone, like, you ain't new to this basketball stuff. So can you give people a little background about you?
Yeah, I started playing basketball when I was younger, probably like 5 or 6 years old. Played obviously AAU and then ended up getting a full athletic scholarship to the University of Richmond in Virginia. And I played there for 4 years. And then from there, went and got my master's at the University of Georgia in sports management. And then kind of just broke into the NBA right away through ticket sales. I moved to Sacramento upon getting my master's and worked in sales for about 10 months with the Kings, and then was fortunate enough to be able to network my way over to the basketball side. And I started with the Wizards as an intern in 2016-17 and ended up returning to them when they created their G League team, the Go-Go, in 2018, and just kind of worked my way up the ranks from there. So
that is so dope. And I'm so impressed with your perseverance. And like, it's a big deal that you are breaking ceilings and barriers, and you are such a role model for our young women. This is so dope.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. So what is it like now? You were kind of the assistant GM right before. So you're kind of just officially stepping into the role that you've kind of been doing, right?
Yeah, I initially started as director of basketball ops and player development my first season in 2018-19. And then was promoted to assistant GM for the 2019-20 season. But during that season, obviously, our season was suspended March 7th due to COVID. And then we ended up not finishing that season out. And then this past January, I was promoted to GM, and we ended up basically sending some of our players down to the bubble, G League bubble in Orlando, Florida. So that was kind of my first crack at the GM role. And I basically just kind of use my experience from my 2 previous roles. Obviously still have a lot to learn, but I've been doing it for about 10 months now, and it's been a great experience.
Nice. And we saw the G League definitely was in rising. A lot of stars, or a lot of people that are now in the NBA coming from the G League. How did COVID affect the G League, and has it made it take a couple of steps back?
Yeah, so we were affected pretty tough. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers goes out with everybody that, lost family members and loved ones during the pandemic. All we lost was our season. And it was just unfortunate, for some of our players because we were in the middle of a playoff push. And it would have been our first, playoff berth since we've been a team. So that was the tough part about it. But we ended up suspending our season. Obviously, it just didn't make sense to play out the rest of the 2019-20 season, just not knowing, the safety of it. And this past year, we played basically a 15-game regular season in the bubble in Orlando, replicating what the NBA did in Disney. And I was fortunate enough, the Wizards allowed me and our head coach, Mike Williams, to go down with a couple of our players and combine with another team. And so I was in the bubble for 66 days earlier this year, confined to just, kind of one campus, testing every day. But it was a great experience, and it's something that I can definitely apply to the role now.
That
What do
is
you think?
so dope.
Yeah, what do you think was one of the things you did learn and you took away from being in the bubble?
Honestly, just being able to stay even killed and just manage the players. Like, they were taken away from their loved ones. Like, I have players in the bubble that their daughters were turning 1, and they couldn't physically be there. So
Mhm.
just making sure that you're checking on your players as people, because obviously how they're doing mentally affects how they perform on the court, was a big takeaway for me. And then honestly, we played probably 4 games a week. And so just trying to manage just everything that goes on with that day-to-day operations, health, player health, and just all that stuff is something that I learned down there for sure.
And so I think it's really interesting. You started really from the ground and have worked your way up. And honestly, I feel like if you really got your claws deep into this position in the middle of a pandemic, like literally, like you, all you can do is go up from here because this is unprecedented time. So the fact that you've been able to do it is huge. But I did want to speak briefly about, you're clearly in a male dominated industry. You're clearly a boss. What was that transition like? What was it on the dark days? Like, how did you boss up and manage through it? Because there have to be some challenges.
Yeah, I think, especially I would say more so when I was an intern, right away it was just kind of hard to get credibility, just being a female in a male dominated sport. I think it was twice as hard for me to get people to understand that I know what I'm talking about as it pertains to
Mhm.
basketball. But I found ways to do it in ways that didn't paint me as cocky, just, painting me as very knowledgeable. And I, pick and chose my times to speak, and then pick and chose my times to listen. And I think that kind of worked for me and helped me, gain trust and credibility just over the time. And then honestly though, like, I've been super fortunate to be with the Wizards because they empower me. Like, I have a, direct line conversation with Tommy Shepard, who's the GM of the Wizards. Like, he and I talk more than me and my mom every day.
Wow.
Wow.
And so, like, I have that relationship with him where I can bounce ideas off of him, feed off of him, get advice from him as I'm like negotiating deals. And he's also just super supportive. Like, it's not coming across as like I know better than you. It's more so like, let me use my experience to help you avoid, some of the mistakes I made when I was in your position.
Like a
So,
mentor.
yeah, like a mentor. And he's been just super supportive. Like, he trusts me to really, handle things on my own, but I still like to involve him and communicate, with him, because it helps me make, a really good decision. So he's been and the Wizards have been just super supportive from day one. Like, they had no issue with promoting me. Like, it was just very seamless. Like, I didn't even have to interview for the job. They were like, "You're ready and you can do this." And they involved me a lot in the Wizards processes from, a player personnel standpoint. And so that just shows that, they support women here and they don't mind, putting them in positions of leadership.
So you're the reason that the Wizards are 5-2 right now. So we go ahead, we gonna clap it up. No, but the G League being a fairly new league, what do you think are the next steps in making the G League grow as a whole?
Well, honestly, I started when I left the Wizards, I went ultimately to the G League front office and worked there. And so I've seen it grow from my time there in the last 4 years. Now, specifically to the go-go, I like have walked by people wearing go-go gear and they have no idea that we exist, and that we're in DC and we're in Southeast. And so, like, I really, really want to just any way I can just encourage people to come out and watch the games. Like, our tickets are only $10 a game.
Oh wow.
Like, it's super cheap. It's a family fun event. We have a post game go-go concert this weekend for our opener. TCB is going to be performing after the concert. So,
Nice.
So
Come on, brother. Now.
honestly, it's just, spreading the word and just letting people know that the G League exists. Also just helping them understand like the point of the G League, which is obviously
Mhm.
developing young talent, and then identifying talent that may have went overlooked prior. And then also it can be sort of a feeder system for players that want to get back into the NBA. like vets who, may have found themselves out of the league, that are trying to reinvigorate their careers. I think all of those things are what the G League serves. And so just being able to explain to people that that's what they're coming to watch and support, I think is the next step.
Are there certain requirements in order to be a part of the G League? Like, do you have to be out of high school? Like, what are the parameters for that?
You have to be 1 year removed from high school.
Oh.
And you can participate in the G League. And there's also a G League Ignite team. So the G League Ignite team, obviously, you guys have heard of Jalen Green and Jonathan Kuminga and Isaiah Todd. They were amongst the first high school graduates to forego their college eligibility and actually sign into the G League and play a year professional before they basically submitted their names to the NBA draft. So they took an alternative route, and it paid off for all three of those guys. All three of those guys were drafted in this year's NBA draft. So I think it can also prove to be fruitful for guys that college may not necessarily be for them.
Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're opening up so many opportunities for those with talent that might not necessarily be able to go the traditional route.
Mm-hmm.
That is so dope.
That is dope. And then if people wanted to try out, and with basketball becoming such a big thing overseas, do you find people from overseas wanting to come and join the G League?
Yeah, we've had 2 international players that were draft eligible come and play with the Go-Go. My first year, it was Darrell Poirier, who came from France. He played a year with the Go-Go and then was eligible for the 2019 NBA draft. And then my second year, we had a player by the name of Matthew Kenyon, who came from Australia, who, same thing, he was eligible for the 2020 NBA draft. So we love being sort of, I guess, the launching pad for just, any of that young talent. It doesn't matter if it, comes from here locally in DC, if it comes internationally, if it comes from somewhere else, in the country. We definitely want to be a feeder system for that.
And can I just say that I love that you guys chose Capital City Go-Go. Like, you could have chosen 100,000 different names,
Mhm.
but to have your pulse on the city the way and understand what the culture of Go-Go, and you just tied it all in perfectly. And like, you guys literally could not have picked a better name for this team.
Yeah, and it's my goal also to educate our players and staff on the culture of Go-Go here. Like, they need to know it. We have a Go-Go playlist that we play in practice. So
shut up, for real.
Nice.
We're trying to make sure that, we embrace the community the way that we want them to hopefully embrace us.
I think you put it in the universe, and it definitely will happen. And I know Aladdin and I are down. Like, so the season opener, I know we need to talk about this because it's Saturday, right? What time is it on Saturday?
We play Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Friday is going to be tough just because the Wizards also have a home game in DC, but Saturday, we're in the mix on Saturday. I don't know, guys, if you know Pops Mensah-Bonsu, who was the GM prior to me.
Mhm.
He's now the president of business and basketball ops for G League operations for the Knicks, and we play them on Friday and Saturday. So it'll be
Pops.
a big reunion.
Oh.
Yeah. So it'll be like a big reunion, and he's like a big brother to me. So I'm excited to have my first regular season game as GM against big bro. So
absolutely. What time is the game on Saturday?
The game is at 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
sounds good.
Please spread the word. We're trying to this year, like we're trying to really be out in the community. We're going to do some things, Thanksgiving, and be out in the community and give back to hopefully just, give this area, Ward 8, Southeast DC, something that, they can root for.
So I say this all the time, but my spirit is a give back spirit. So I am saying this to you on this show, but I am saying it more importantly in real life. Like, if you need anything, I am here. Like, I am all about the community. If you want me to serve something at Thanksgiving or just pass out shirts or whatever you need, I think that what you guys are doing is so dope. Sorry. And I support it 100%. So whatever I can do to help, I sincerely mean that. And I'm a basketball fan, and I'm a Mystics fan. And first and foremost, to be clear. So I'm very excited about this, and we cannot wait to see. But do you guys have social media? How can people purchase merch, get tickets, find out more about what's going on?
Yeah, so we have an Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. All of them are at Capital City GoGo. And you can go to our website, capitalcity.gleague.nba.com, and you can purchase single game tickets there. You can make it a group affair, bring your family, girlfriends out, co-workers, everybody, kids, and sort of make it a family event. And you can purchase those type of tickets there. And then same thing, the store is linked to our website, but I definitely got to get you guys some go-go gear too, because
Absolutely.
Yes,
I mean
absolutely.
it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a good vibe on Saturday, and I'm definitely excited to have fans back in the building. Like some of our guys on our team, they haven't played, in front of fans.
That's so different.
Because they're coming from college basketball, and they were in bubbles and no fans, and so it'll be exciting for them, and I'm excited to see them.
It definitely changes the dynamic and gives it so much more energy.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see how they react to the post game go-go concert on Saturday. So.
Welcome to DC officially. Yes.
Absolutely. DC-ish. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
Well, Amber, you definitely have our support. Anything you need, we are definitely here for you, and we just gonna continue to wave this flag for you and the go-go. And congratulations.
Thank
and we're gonna help. We're gonna do everything we can to help you flourish.
And I'm gonna try to be there on Saturday because I really want to see this game.
Yeah, please do. Let me know whenever you guys need tickets. It's done.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, let Pops know since he left, we're gonna dunk on him.
Smoke him. Y'all gonna go back to New York, Salt Lake City. I promise.
I will.
Bring him back with this L.
Right.
All right, Amber. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys again. Have a great day.
You too. Cheer. So make sure you guys come out this Saturday, support Capital City Go-Go. TCP
you know what? We didn't say where the games were. So it's at the Sports and Entertainment Complex, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yep. Southeast over there, old St. Elizabeth, for those that are watching that are from the DMV area. But yes, man, please make sure you get out, support. They're doing amazing things. I had an opportunity to go to a game last year. Very exciting, man. I mean, they play hard. They play hard. You know what I'm saying? So definitely a good time.
And it's so dope. Like, I love that this is an opportunity for them to possibly fulfill their dream of becoming an NBA player, or like either way, they're going to get good habits and they're going to get exposed to, a high level of ball playing. Like there's so much good that's happening with this.
I mean, what I love too is that, to see Amber step into this role and knowing that, more girls can see women stepping into power.
When I tell you, my inner Wonder Woman is like, you better.
Yeah, man.
Amber.
Dope. It's so dope, man.
Yes. And representation matters. And she's a woman of color. Like I'm loving all of this. And I think that, she brings so much knowledge because she really started, I don't want to say started from the bottom, now we're here, but basically like, she was in sales. She did this. She was an intern. Like she knows every facet of it.
Very similar to us, starting as interns in radio and just working our way up.
I was never an intern.
Hey, got to start somewhere, but we definitely gonna make sure we get out support, and you should do the same. And
absolutely,
So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow us on all social media. Run That Back DMV. You can follow Deja Perez personally on her page at Deja Perez at Aladdin the Prince, and we will see y'all next episode. Until then, soon. Until then, you know what you gotta do. Run it.